Well, and with that, welcome to the logistics ships class, which is gonna spend the next maybe 30, 45 minutes ish talking about what logistic ships are, how you can use them, what they do, etc., which skills that you need. Um, and the first thing that I can already say, well, logistic ships repair other ships. That is, of course, their purpose. So at the moment, I have a buddy over here who's been a little bit damaged. So, and then what a logistic ship does actually is just use these repair modules if my session doesn't break down. And wait, let me. I need to do this the responsible way. Otherwise, I'm gonna get blown up by Concord. Yeah. So should be able to do this. It's always right when you wanna explain something and then it doesn't work. Nice. Technical difficulties. Hold on. This was supposed to be working pretty fine actually, but for some reason doesn't. There we go. So don't know why it's working now, but as you can see, I'm repairing the damaged ship at the moment. Just Eve being finicky, I think. So that's basically what they do. There's a couple of different sizes of ships. I'm of course now in a really small one in a frigate. Each racial faction in Eve has them. At the moment, I'm in the Minotaur one. So we're just gonna uh, talk about these frigates first for a little bit. They're not that really powerful, you know. They are, you know, they're good enough for repairing other frigates, destroyers, and stuff like that. And well, you know, a couple of them could potentially also repair a cruiser, but one solo uh, frigate is not going to do a whole lot against a cruiser. But you know, it's you know it works. Um, so which ones do we have? This is the burst. Gonna show the fitting. It's just a you know pretty straightforward thing. It has a couple of modules going for it. It's got the remote shield boosters, of course, because you know that's what it uses actually. You got these in small and medium versions, but small ones go on the frigates and some other stuff. And it also has a capacitor transmitter, which is really handy to uh, send extra capacitor to another ship. That's also a really cool one. And then the Minotaur and Caldari ships, they pretty much are the best at, you know, sending shield repair to other ships. And then if you want to armor repair ships, then you need to use either the Galente or the Omar ships actually, because they have bonuses for that. So if we're looking at these ships, let me check the info page over here. So as you can see, this is you know, the burst. It's got a bonus to remote shield booster amount and reduction in remote shield booster activation costs as well. So that's really handy when you know when you got multiple of them on your ship, and your capacitor won't drain that much. And as a roll bonus to the range of the remote shield booster, and that basically goes for the cavalry ship too, which is the Bantam. It pretty much works in the same way. It's also like it's got the bonuses for shield booster. And then if you go into the armor reppers, you got the Galente one, which is the Navitas, and it has basically the same thing, but then for remote armor repair amount and activation cost. And then the last one is the Inquisitor, which is the Amara one, and that is, has the same type of bonuses for the the armor repair amount. So that's basically, the basics. You have T2 versions of these two. So if we go into the variations, each one of these has a T2 version. So this is the Deacon. It's T2 frigate repair ship, and of course it has a little bit, it's a little bit more survivable, has more armor hit points. It has more remote armor repair, fall off, etc. So overall, it's a better ship. It's also a little bit more spendy, of course. Um, but yeah, these are also really good. These frigate-sized ships are really good if you're, in of course, a frigate-sized roam. Like if you're doing, I don't know, like if you got a couple of rifters, like those are small Minotaur frigates, and you're going into factional warfare space and you want you know, some repair ships too, then you take a couple of these bursts with you, or Bantam, or anything that you want. Uh, these Deacons and the other ones, like if you go and look at the T2 version of the burst, which is the where is it? Where is it? The Scalpel. These are also really good for if you go into nullsec or anything, and you're on a assault frigate roam, then you can take a couple of these scalpels with you because they're just as fast as the assault frigates, and they repair a good deal amount of damage too. So, and then of course you also got the cruiser-sized versions of those. So if we're going up from the burst, you can go into the Scythe, which is the Minotaur uh, repair cruiser. Kind of looks like this. It of course has, because it's a bigger ship, it's got more fitting space available to fit the the medium-sized the remote shield boosters. So it works better, of course, when you are in a cruiser-sized fleet or even battle cruiser-sized fleet, and you just take a couple of these with you, and they can repair those bigger ships really easy. Um, so there's basically also, there's four different types of them. So you got the Scythe and the Osprey for the shield repair. Um, and of course, they can of course also fit larger repair modules that they can fit up to large remote shield boosters. But then you'll have to do some extra fitting magic to make it all work. Um, so then you got the Osprey, and then from there you also have the Galente one, which is really good for shields, which is the Executor, which can also fit, the medium remote armor repairers with really ease. That's really cool. And then for the Amar faction, you got the Augur, um, and that's also a um, good armor repair ship. All of these also have their own T2 versions again, of course. So if we're gonna look at the Augur, and you're gonna look at the T2 version as the Guardian, um, we're used in in armor fleets. I think the most used uh, T2 cruiser at the moment in shield fleets is the Scimitar, or at least in our doctrines it is. And these are pretty much beefier versions of the cruiser-sized Logi ships, and they're pretty good at the job. I think if you compare like the four different types of ships that I just mentioned, so the frigate classes like T1 and T2 and the cruisers T1 and T2, I think the T2 frigates are kind of on par with the T1 cruisers in terms of uh, repair power, not in terms of hit points, etc. Because, frigates are still smaller, they still have less hit points. But in terms of being able to repair other ships, the T2 frigate is, pretty decent. It's not far off from the T1 cruiser, so those are really cool. And then going up from there, there is not a whole bunch, but we do have the um, let's see, we should have at least one battleship. Gonna get that from the, where is it? The ship tree. So if you look at there's a really cool Sisters of Eve ship, which is called the Nestor, which is a really big battleship actually. This is what it looks like, and this is a really, really cool ship. It's pretty expensive, but let me grab its info page, and I can show you a couple of its stats. So this one's all it's a really good combat ship as well if you fit it properly, but it also has a lot of bonuses to remote armor repair amount and optimal range, etc. So this one can also be used in really like large fleet like battleship size fleets, and they just use these and as Logi, and that's really cool. I think they also use them sometimes. They use them in incursions too. Don't know if they still do, but back when I ran a couple of incursions, they did use these, and they're pretty good. Other than that, they're they go up to capital size as well, but we're not. I'll quickly show you one, but I'm not gonna go into really big details about that. So like if you go up from the battleship size, you go into these little, or little, they're not little, these beautiful ships, the force auxiliary ships, which are basically capital size repair ships. I think if you look at this one, I think the capital sized fleet would have a couple of them. These are perfectly capable of defending themselves and repair, uh, a whole fleet of other capital sized ships. They're really cool. Um, I think this one's really, this one sees a lot of use in shield-based fleets. And then of course, you got all of them, the all the different racial variants you have them. Let me check if I can quickly get them to. Um, I think then you got the Apostle too, which is the Amar one. They're basically all kind of a horizontal type supremacy thing, I think, but they're all pretty cool. And then you got the Ninazu for the Galente, which is armor as well, of course. And then for the Mimitar one, you got the Lif, but I don't see the Lif being used that often. It's mostly the Minokawa and the Amar one actually, the Apostle. Those are the ones I see on grid when we use them. So that basically the size difference actually. So you can imagine that if a really small frigate is repairing a battleship-sized ship, it's not going to be it's not going to be going really quickly. It'll I have a hard time doing that. But the other way around, if one of those capital-sized logistic ships repairs a cruiser, you'll have a hard time killing that. If the reps land at the right time, then it's yeah, it's a you'll be golden then. So that's basically the difference in size actually. Yeah, so how does it actually work? I already gave you a little bit of um, a demo on the shield. I can do that again. I'll just quickly send another dual invite to my buddy over here and give him some damage, and then you can see how that works actually. So at the moment it doesn't have any damage. You're you're gonna see some damage coming in now, and you know now my buddy's kind of in distress, so I want to help him out, repair him. So we're gonna do that, and of course again doesn't work. So we're just gonna do the little trick again, and for some reason now it works. So as you can see, I'm now, actively repairing the his ship. So, he's getting his shield back, and then even though he might still be getting hit, actually, because he is being hit at the moment, I'm still actively repairing all the damage that is being dealt to his ship. So, he's kind of surviving at the moment. I might not be able to give him enough um, shield, repair at the moment, but if you got a couple of these bursts or other ships, then then you can just repair the damage indefinitely, and he's just gonna sit there, and he's not gonna lose his ship. So that's basically what these things do actually. That's why it's so important to have them around if you're I don't know, maybe if you're doing PvE missions, or you're doing a combat fleet. You want these around to be able to help out. So we've repaired the shield at the moment, but there's still a whole lot of armor damage there, and we really want to repair that too. So at that point, we're gonna switch out of this burst. We're gonna go into well, this one for now. This is the Amar repair ship. Um, and as you can see, it has a couple of remote armor repair modules. So we're gonna repair the rest of the damage, and as you can see, you know, slowly getting up there, and it's repairing all of the armor damage too. So most of the time, you don't really have like a mixed type of remote armor or remote Logi um, repair ships in your fleet. It's mostly just one of the two, because you're either, your PvP fleet is either shield based or it's armor based, and then you just go with one of the two. Of course, it's, if you're a shield ship and you get armor damage, then sure, your uh, shield Logi only repairs shield, of course, but at that point, shields are the most important defense on your ship, because you got the most resists on that, you got the most shield, and armor damage is negligible at that point. So as you can see, we you know, our uh, our little destroyer here has been completely um, repaired at this point, and it's happy again, and it can do, it can go about its thing, and it lives. So that's really cool. Um, so what happens after that? Actually, you also have the, as you can see here, the remote capacitor transmitter, and it's a little bit difficult to show you on one of these. So I'm just going to switch out to a ship that is not cap stable actually, and um, I'll give a demo on how the capacitor transfer works too. So we're just gonna go into this Augur, which is it's the bigger version of the Inquisitor, and I think my other pilot here is going to sit in another ship that is going to give me um, capacitor. So at the moment I'm just going to drain the capacitor, I think. Um, just going to use these medium-sized um, modules on on the destroyer. It'll quickly drain out my capacitor, as you can see. It's just gonna completely drain it out really quickly. And let's see. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, my capacitor is pretty drained at the moment. So we're gonna my my other Logi pilot here is gonna help me to get all that back again. So he's gonna use his capacitor transfer modules, and he's just gonna give me back all of that really sweet capacitor that I need actually. And as you can see, it's already going up by, it's going pretty quickly. And now we got it back. So that's really good to have in a fleet too. You won't always have the luxury of having that, um, but when you're running like a bigger fleet with uh, micro warp drive ships, then their cap runs out at a certain point, and then you would really like the extra cap. And what I'm doing at the moment is also actually a thing that is really good to know, because sometimes, as you can see on the fitting window of this ship, this ship is not cap stable at all actually. So if you look at if I turn some modules off, turn these off. So even with only the remote armor repair modules, it's gonna be depleted of cap in like 1 minute and a half, and that's where these things actually kick in, because if you have these remote capacitor transmitters and you have at least one other repair ship that also has these two, if you use those capacitor transmitters on each other, you actually send out more capacitor than your than your depleting actually. So you're receiving more cap than you deplete, and in that terms you become cap stable. So that's also really a nifty thing that you can do and that you should do sometimes, because at the moment, as you can see, I am using all of these modules. I can even use more actually. I can just turn everything on, uh, and it's never going to deplete the cap because the incoming capacitor is more than or at least it's going to be more than I'm uh, using up at the moment. Same goes for uh, the basilisk, which is the T2 Osprey actually. So same goes with him actually. He's also using two of those remote cap transmitters, and because he's doing that, and I'm giving him cap and he's giving me cap, we're actually staying cap stable with every module on the ship actually. And that's what you also some fleets use the scimitars, other fleets use the basilisk, and the basilisk is able to fit these cap transmitters because it has a little bit more fitting space than the scimitar, and that's when they use this. So um, also really cool, yeah, really cool feature in fleets. So that's really nifty. And then there's only one thing left that we actually need to demonstrate or discuss. Actually, I am going to let's see. I think I'm just gonna damage my buddy actually. Um, well, through the shield and the armor into the hull, and we'll go into one more thing that we haven't talked about yet, and that is hull repair modules, because they are a thing too. They're not really used that often, I'd say. Um, that's also because they use up a really substantial amount of cap, and they don't really repair a whole lot of hull. But we're just gonna we're just gonna go out there and try and we're just gonna damage this Bazzy, and we're gonna try and repair the damage done. So I'm gonna get into the, let's see, I'm just gonna send another dual invite to that character. And I am going to switch out to a ship that can repair a hull actually, which I just used an auger hull, because there's not really a ship that has bonuses for, at least the normal T1 um, cruisers don't really have a bonus for this type of module, the remote hull repairer. But we're just going to use this one for now, and should be, well, not really cap stable, but we'll manage. Um, we are going to send a dual invite to them at that one too. So otherwise, you know. So yeah, we're just gonna shoot the basilisk for now. Um, and we'll most likely get it to probably have to. I think the shields are a little bit too powerful in this one, but oh no, there we go. We're just gonna break through the shield and through the armor all the way into hull, and from there we'll just stop the shooting, and we'll use our little augur here, which has the remote hull repairers to, you know, repair the basilisk. I'll try not to kill it because they're not cheap, but we'll probably be fine. I think that's enough damage for today. So yeah, as you can see, the basilisk has got quite a bit of structure damage, like 40-ish% or so. And we're just gonna give something back if we can actually. Um, let's see. And again, it's being a bit finicky. So let me try the trick again. Let's see. And now it's working. Um, so yeah, as you can see, we're already repairing. Well, it's going pretty good actually. We already repaired the structural damage. Maybe we can even do some more damage and see if it holds up actually. But yeah, this is these are they do use up a quite substantial amount of cap, as you can only see. So at this point, I'm just gonna have my my Bazzy give me a little bit more cap, um, you know, so I can keep repairing him actually. Um, I don't think we're keeping up with the incoming damage, but yeah, the remote hull repair modules, they're pretty cool. Not awfully powerful, but they get the job done if ships come back and you are somewhere in the middle of nowhere and you need to have them hull repaired, then you can use those. Um, yeah, that's basically the different types of repair stuff that you can do. Yeah, so you got the shield, you got the armor, you got these uh, hull repair units too. All really cool. And then you also have drone options too, actually. So out of all the, all of these uh, types of uh, repair actually have their own uh, drone stuff. So there are uh, shield drones, there are armor drones, and there are hull maintenance drones, and you have them in three different sizes. You got light, medium, and heavies. So large drones. Um, yeah, you got the three different flavors. The Caldari ones are kind of like the Hornet model. Uh, they are for shield maintenance. The Amar ones are kind of like the Acolyte model. They're armor maintenance, and the whole maintenance drones are kind of look like hobgoblins. Um, and you got T1 and T2 options in those, all of those. So that makes for a lot of different choices that you can make, and you can just mix mash them actually, because if you're flying a shield repair ship, you could choose to bring armor repair drones, that will complement the rest of the damage that you cannot repair with modules, or hull maintenance drones. You can do that too. So that's stuff that you can choose. That's really cool. And then yeah, how do you use these things in a fleet actually? Because how do you know which of your friends is having difficulties? I mean, now I knew because he basically he was me, so I knew that he needed help, but how do you know which person that needs your help actually? So there's a couple things to do that. One, use the watch list. Most of the times your combat fleet FC is also giving you that tip. You know, there's always a couple of people that have special roles, like ships, like for instance, booster ships or ships that tackle ships, etc., or somebody else that's really important. They will already tell you in advance, put these people on the watch list. When they are on the watch list, you can already see the damage. You don't even have to, I can just uh, unlock the target here. You don't have to have them locked up to see the kind of amount of damage that they have. So, for instance, now I know, oh, their shield is really low. They have no armor anymore. This person needs help. So from here, you can just quickly just either control click, and you can lock them up, and you can immediately start repairing them. That's really cool. Another cool feature is the broadcast window. Um, so if you go to your fleet window, and there is a really cool tab which is called broadcasts, and it shows a broadcast history list, which is it's empty at the moment. And there's a couple really cool buttons here at the bottom actually that spot an enemy, but we're not gonna go into that. But these are actually more important. So I need armor, or I need shield, or I need capacitor. Sadly, no button for I need hull, but if you got these people on your watch list, then you can see that here. So the first little bracket is hull, and second one armor, third one shield. So at the moment, this guy needs a shield and armor mostly actually. So in order for him to, say that without speaking up on voice comms, because mostly in a larger PvP fleet we're all kind of silent and we just follow, the FC's voice or other people that, share important info. You can just press, these buttons, and then what happens is um, uh, this kind of pops up. Like this guy needs shield and he needs armor, and then from here uh, you can just you can see, oh, that's him. Um, and then if he's already on your watch list, then okay, sure. Um, you can already give him shield. It also pops up here actually, as you can see, in the watch list window. It says this person needs shield. Uh, it's the last broadcast, so you can already click on him, start repairs. So that's really a really nice tie-in actually. Um, it could be that you're not seeing these messages. Then you'll have to go to the where is it? The broadcast settings. If you press these little dots over here, when you're in the fleet window, you can go to broadcast settings, and it kind of shows you um, every message pop up that can get in this broadcast window. So there's a couple of other things, of course, that you can also say, is in position at spot on an enemy. So if, for instance, um, if I turn these off, um, I can click. You can already see they're being removed from the broadcast history. So by doing that, you can just like focus solely on people that need either armor or cap or shield. You can just toggle all the other stuff off and just focus solely on repairing other ships. Um, so that's really cool. You can also like give these things a color. Um, as you can see, needs armor is let's say red, and need shield is I don't know, blue. You can just pick colors, and you can make it easier for yourself to see which person is your primary patient at that moment. Um, you know, So that's really neat. Um, and that's basically how it works in fleets. So um, PvP fleets have these Logi ships. If you're flying in bigger PvE fleets, like if you're doing an incursion or some really difficult other combat site with a group, you can also use just use it like this, the broadcast window, have people broadcast what they need, and you just help them out, and put them on watch list too, actually. That's really easy, actually, if I just remove all of these. For now, I will show you how that works too. So in order for people to show up on the watch list, you can just, you can go into fleet, or even here on your overview, I think. Uh, it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. But if you just go onto your fleet, right click here, and then say add to watch list. And then that one person is the watch list. You can also just add an entire squad. So if you right click the squad, you can just say add everyone from the squad to the watch list. And that makes it really easy for you. So if your fleet is set up properly, if there's one squadron for DPS ships, if there's one squadron for important people, you just need to, right click that squad, add them all, and that's cool actually. Um, and then you don't have to go through them all separately actually. Most of the times the logistic ships themselves are in a squad too. You can add that too. Your list will be could be substantially big, but you'll have to manage it a little bit, and just keep an eye out for the broadcast window, because that's really important during fleets. Um, yeah, and if you fly in these Logi ships in combat fleets, then people will love you because they won't have to buy a new ship. So you're always very welcome, and very needed also, actually. Of course, sadly, logistic ships don't necessarily get in on kill mails. So a lot of times, now if you look in the drone bay, there are armor maintenance drones, but uh, most Logi doctrine ships have combat drones in the drone bay, just to help out with either small stuff or letting you be able to get on kill mails, because that's always cool. We always want to have a neat kill board and a good kill history. But yeah, um, yeah, that's basically most of the info that I wanted to go over. Yeah, the last thing, that the skills to get into these. There's not really a whole lot of skills that you should really be concerned about or anything. The most important skills are uh, just these three actually, and then and then of course you have uh, the required ship skills for whichever Logi ship that you want to fly. So there's shield emission systems for remote shield boosters, remote armor repair systems for remote armor repairers, and then of course you got the remote hull repair systems too. There's just uh, you know there's not a whole lot of variety actually in hull repairers. There's just Tech 1 and Tech 2 um, modules, and of course the shield and the remote armor repairers are, there's a really big variety, all types of different modules that either use less capacitor, like these enduring ones, or compact ones, use less fitting space. So you got more options there too. You got, faction and officer and DD space modules too. Some of them are really expensive. Some of them, you know, not so much. So it's just whichever ones you want to use actually. Um, yeah. So Logi ships repair. It's their job to repair other ships. That's what they're good at. You got, wide range of ships that you can use. You got them in frigate-sized, cruiser-sized, battleship size, well, one battleship, then, and you got the capital-sized ones. That they'll uh, the capital ones will need a fair amount of training, but they're also really cool to use. You will only be able to use them in low sec and null sec, sadly, because they're not allowed in high sec. Otherwise, they would be a little bit overpowered. But all the other ships you can just use anywhere. Um, yeah, that's basically it. I don't know if somebody has questions or other remarks, or maybe something that I forgot to mention. So you can either type in the chat window of the of the voice channel, or just speak up. But please do.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Excellent. Firstly, thank you very much. This was super insightful. Just one question around the grouping of modules, right? So in a DPS fleet, you typically group your modules
Mm-hmm.
because that's more effective.
Uh-huh.
But when you are a Logi captain, do you ever split focus and split Logi to different ships at the same time? And I guess related to that, should you group modules at any time if you're a Logi captain?
The That's an excellent question. The sad thing is you cannot group these repair modules. So these, as you can see, I can't really. It already says you can only group turrets and launchers. So that's really sad, actually. Do you split repair? Well, yes and no, I think, because well, most of the times, the enemy fleet only focuses on one guy, in your fleet. That is, I think, I don't want to say 100%, but I think 80% of the time, the other fleet is just shooting one guy because they want to kill him as fast as possible. So then,
Mm-hmm.
yes, so you will see um, the broadcast history, light up, and this one guy needs repairs, and all of you, like the entire uh, Logi group, just repairs the one ship. Now, there are, of course, like the other 20%, there will be split damage. So it could be that one guy is being shot by 5 enemies and the other is being shot by 50, just an example. So then probably most of the reps go to one person, and then some other reps go to somebody else. But most of the times you're just repairing one ship with the group of you, because that's what the focus is on. And then the enemy fleet just switches focus to another ship, and then you all go back to that one. And the same thing goes with incursions too, but could be I don't know if NPCs split damage. I do think that they do split damage. So at that point, you'll probably have like a couple of, because most of the times in incursion fleets you use the T2 cruiser-sized versions, so they're pretty
Mm-hmm.
beefy and they can also really repair stuff really good. So then you do like split it. I think then maybe 5 go to one ship and then the other 5 go to another ship, because those 5 Logi ships are enough to keep it repaired and not having it destroyed or anything like that. So it's kind of yes and no. Most of the time in PvP, it's just you all focus on one guy, and there are some other situations where you have to split in order, for to not lose your buddies. But sadly, you cannot group these. Would be cool if you could group them, but then again, maybe it's a repair module. and you also have like your own. You can also put like repair modules for yourself on your own ship. So maybe those should be grouped then as well. But I don't know. But it would be cool. So um,
Understood. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. I see a really good question in the chat too from Tom. Logi modules do not trigger weapons timers, so still able to use gate, etc. Um, I do think that also goes for Logi drones, but as you already have seen, I think if I put my safety to green at the moment, um, oh now I can use it. That yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. I think I can repair this guy because he's in my corp. If you try to repair people that are not in your corp, or even yeah, also if you're like if you have a high sec war deck going on, and there's multiple corporations that are being war decked by the same entity, if you try to repair the other corporation, like people that are not in your corp, that you won't be able to do that because you'll probably get blown up by Concord because that is a criminal offense. So, but normally, well, if you can see right now, I am indeed repairing the hull of this guy, even though it's already full, but there's no weapons timer. I could actually just launch these armor repair drones, and well, yeah, see, I'm although slowly repairing the armor. If it, yeah, slowly repairing armor, and there's no weapons timer also. So um, that kind of answers your question, I think. So the drones are also not offensive, but there is limits to it because I think if I that this person is not um, in my corp, so I shouldn't be. Oh, I still. Oh well, but at least it doesn't work during a war deck, so that's stuff that you need to uh, be careful about because if if you don't have your safety set to green in high sec and you're repairing stuff, then you might get blown up. Of course, if you're in low sec or null sec, then none of that matters because you can just repair anyone. You can even repair the enemy, although don't do that because that kind of defeats the point, I think. um, wow, as you can see, actually, the really small uh, repair drones actually have already almost repaired the armor on the Bazzy. Of course, the Basilisk doesn't have a lot of armor to begin with, but still pretty good. Um, any other questions? I don't see any more typing, and I don't hear anyone on chat. Um, yeah, we made it just to an hour, I think, just under an hour. Um, so yeah, I think we got pretty much all the basic stuff covered. If you want to go and try, logistics, there's tons of uh, PvE combat going on in within eVookies. So you can join incursions, you can join missions, all of that stuff. There's also a ton of PvP fleets on a weekly basis. So you can also try your luck in flying a logistics ship. Remember the broadcast stuff that I talked about. Remember the watch list. That's always the most important stuff. And just don't be afraid. Just go from there. And if there's something that you don't really grasp or you're not really familiar with, just ask. Just ask in the fleet chat or ask on the voice comms or whatever, and they'll help you out. So really cool, important role, logistics ships. you know, we couldn't do without all of you. You know, and PvP fleets would be very boring too, actually, because it would just then be 100 people shooting 100 people, and you know, just see who can shoot each other you know, the fastest. But there wouldn't be any repair going on, so not so much interaction then. Yeah, so thank you very much. There'll be more classes soon. I'll go over I'll set up another poll again, or just uh, grab a new really cool um, subject, and yeah, then we'll go from there. So thanks a lot.